Welcome to Turkey, a country where the outstanding landscapes remind you of the importance of Ottoman Empire in history, and it gets mixed with the modernity of its buildings. Unfortunately, on February 6 occurred a strong earthquake that left thousands of dead people and destroyed a very large number of buildings in Turkey. Among the developed countries, Turkey has a great rate of violence against women, has a great rate of gender based violence because it it sometimes ranks first in the list. Not always it occupies the first place, but it this country is always in the first or second or third place in violence against women. Women has in the law all the rights. They can go to the university, they can work, they can travel without its husbands or the permission of their dads. But in the reality, the women in Turkey suffer a lot of violences. Istanbul is famous for having one of the worst mobility in the whole world. People in Istanbul waste approximately 89 hours in traffic jams. Istanbul is famous. Turkey received millions of Syrian refugees because Syria is a country that is suffering from a civil war, and the people that arrives from Syria need health, need food, need clothes, and need a house for have a dignified life after suffering all the traumas that accompanied the experience of a war. Being homosexual in Turkey is legal since 1858, since the Ottoman Empire, and the gender assignment surgery is legal since 1988. Despite those facts, LGBT people suffer a lot of social stigma, and for example, some men get married with a woman, and they are gay, but they get married with a woman because the society won't accept them or their family won't accept them. In the constitution, there are not discrimination against the LGBT people, but also in the law they are not being protected from the discrimination um, and the social stigma. Other Muslim countries had like death penalty for being homosexual. In Turkey, this doesn't exist, but for example, they can't participate on the military. But being homosexual is not punished in Turkey, but they have to progress in implement all the rights for these people. One of the 17 sustainable goals that can be achieved is the fifth one, the gender equality, and also the 11 sustainable cities and communities. Why? Because if Turkey fight against the gender-based violences, they can achieve the gender equality. And in the terms of the traffic and the traffic jams and mobilities, one part of being a sustainable city is to have sustainable means of transportation. because they have to promote the use of public transportation with clean energies. If I could go to Turkey on a technical trip, in the first place, I will do a research about what actions have been implemented against these issues and against these problems, and I will strengthen those strategies. And first, when you arrive and at a place, you can't assume, you can make assumptions. You can. Okay, what did you learn while making the English project? I learned a lot of fun facts about Turkey. For example, I didn't know that the national sport was the oil wrestling, or that homosexuality uh, is legal since 1858, because I would think the year will be more recent. um, I learned, for example, like the pronunciation of new words. The most enriching aspect during this process was to learn more about Turkey, because I found this country amazing and interesting, and I dream to one day to travel to this country because it's fascinating to me. Since I was like child, and I saw all the programs from this country. I can apply this project process and learning aspects in my academic field, for example, like in research skills, and because to be worried about social issues of a country, even if this country is so different from Colombia, and it's so far, it is to promote the social sensibility, and I think it has a lot of importance. I think the pace and prosperity can start from ourselves, with our small daily actions, like to avoid the conflict, to any other behaviors that make the peace a real situation of our in our lives.